Hello and welcome. Today's video is about discussing feelings. So I got this message about
someone who's dating a guy, and the guy, whenever feelings starts to come up, he kind of backs off. You know, whether it's on an online chat, you know, he might just leave the room, or you know, he might, you know, be kind of like scared or whatever. So actually, I'll just read the part of the question. I don't want to read too much because I don't want to get too personal, but here's the question. And one second, I'm actually waiting for it to load up. Okay, so he gets annoyed when I talk about feelings. I want to see if we can make a video about this, about how people on the spectrum can share their feelings. What kind of talk annoys me? For example, I would text him and he would not respond, or he'd leave me hanging in an online chat. He says that I make him think too much when we start talking about feelings. And then he has the second part, which I'll get to in a moment. So, well, there could be different reasons for not responding to a text. The reason is that it might be an inconvenience or it might be challenging. Sometimes I don't necessarily respond if it's an inconvenience, or maybe with online chat he gets distracted. It could also be if it's when the feelings come up that either he's afraid or he's not sure how he feels. Even people with autism, you know, they might not be 100% certain what their feelings are like. And also, this person mentions that this is his first romantic relationship, so since this guy's never been in a relationship before, he might not be certain about his feelings, or he might not know how to express his feelings, or here's a very good example. I mentioned in one of my videos before about how people with autism are a lot like cats. And like yesterday, I actually came across a cat outside, and I was meowing at the cat, and it was meowing at me. And it was coming up to me a little bit, and it really wanted me to pet it and all that. However, if it got too close, you know, it backed away. Or if I got close, it backed away. And it wanted my attention, it wanted me to be there, but the cat was very afraid. So, people with autism, we can be very afraid when it comes to relationships. Different things can make us uncomfortable. Sometimes it's discussing feelings. Sometimes it's getting really close physically. Because for us, you know, getting close physically is also getting close on an emotional level. So some of us are very intellectually inclined, and so when we just start discussing feelings, that because of how intellectual we are, that might be too close for us. And for us, sometimes things take a while to digest, or it takes a while for us to be completely comfortable in certain situations. And so, you know, we might need it, we might want it, but like the cat, you know, we're going to back off a little bit. Sometimes even completely run away if you get too close. So it's a complex thing, and each person is different, and you just have to be persevering in that case. But like I said, it could also be that he's just not certain about his feelings too. So it could be that either he does have the feelings, and you know, he's just a little bit scared, or not scared, he just doesn't know. He wants that, but he doesn't know how to reach out for that. So hopefully that does some justice answering that question. And then the next question I got asked is, do I think I ever truly fell in love with my ex, or is falling in love ever possible? Well, I absolutely did fall in love with my ex. No question about it whatsoever. I know it was 3 years ago, but there's, like I said, no question. The reason why I'm so certain is that I 100% accepted for her for who she was, and I had nothing against anything in her like she was. For instance, you know, she lied a lot. Not really bad lies, she just sometimes exaggerated things, or you know, it's just who she was. So I was like, okay, that's who you are. Alright, that no big deal. I get it. And so I didn't let it get to me. I didn't try to change her. I accepted her for who she was, and I loved her for who she was. I loved every aspect of her, the good and the bad. I didn't really see good or bad. I just saw, you know, her. That's all I saw. I saw the whole package, and so I very much loved her. And so I absolutely do believe love is possible. I think here's the thing when it comes to relationships. When I met my ex from 3 years ago, I made it a goal of mine to find my soulmate, to find the absolute best perfect match. I had a perfect idea of what she would be like, in terms of what we would do, in terms of the type of personality she would have, you know, how she would treat me, the words she would say to me. You know, I thought very hard about the kind of person she would be. And I focused on that. I focused on that for months. And I didn't necessarily date around too much. Like, what I mean by date around, I don't mean sleeping around. I just mean I didn't go and meet other people, because I had a very clear picture of what I wanted. And so when I met her, I was like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. And so how a lot of people, when it comes to dating, it's sort of like we go to a swap meet, and you don't know exactly what you want, but you're hoping to find a really good bargain and a really good, you know, you really hope to find something really good. So you take what you find at a swap meet. It's not necessarily what you need, but you take what you find. Whereas, say, with what I did, it's sort of like I know I want the Mercedes, so I go to the car dealership, and I just outright get the Mercedes. A lot of people, they go to the used car dealership and they take, you know, they say, oh, that looks nice, there's not the Mercedes I'm looking for, but I'll take that Honda over there. And then maybe after a while, you know, it breaks down and the relationship comes to an end. Like the car coming to an end. And then you say, and then of course a lot of people repeat the process, or you say, you know what, I want that Mercedes. So you have to handle relationships like you do anything else in life. Like you're buying a house, get a clear picture of the type of house you want. You're buying a car, get a clear picture of the type of car you want. You're getting a relationship, get a clear picture of the kind of person you want. And a lot of people don't do that, I think. I think a lot of people, it's just what comes to me is what I'm going to get. I'm going to see what happens. And I don't think that's an appropriate approach. You know, for some people it is, and some people it really works out, and people really fall in love with that approach. You know, fall in love with each other. But if you want that real relationship, I think it's wise to really be very clear about what it is that you want and aim for that. So with that said, I thank you for watching, and I wish everyone an awesome day of awesomeness. Thank you.